Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and despite the way I may both look and sound, over the last 6 months I have been loving a spot of weightlifting. Here in my incredibly simple and minimal home gym, let's cut straight to the chase. Oh, I should really say, I say home gym, this is actually my girlfriend's spare room, so thanks for letting me fill your house with junk. Anyway, now I'm back in the good books. If we cut straight to the chase and look at my before and after pictures, you can see it wasn't like I was super out of shape to start with, but I'd gained about 2 stone during the pandemic era to add on top of my usual very lean 9 stone frame. And so I was about 11 stone-ish, and initially I just wanted to lose weight rather than build muscle. But as time went on, I couldn't help myself, and I'm absolutely amazed that the results came so quickly. Anyway, we'll look more at these pictures later on in this video and give a bit more depth and thought about them, if you can stand to see them again. But let's start off with what I've actually done. Basically, I've done 6 months of the most simple, everyday, traditional exercises that you think of when you think of working out or a home gym. A lot of bodyweight stuff and literally just using dumbbells for the vast majority. And I've actually got rid of some of the more complex equipment that I had bought after about 3 months or so, because I realised I wasn't trying to become massive. I just wanted to stay fit and healthy and not create a lifestyle that led me to always be achy and always be sore while trying to gain huge muscles for no particular reason whatsoever. So I've got to say, I'm really pleased with how everything's settled down, and I'm really pleased with how minimal the gym now is. So if we take a look around, you can see it really is as simple as a series of dumbbells, a weighted bag that's 20 kilograms propped up in the corner, a simple bench that can be angled for various different exercises, some resistance bands, and really the only other thing of note is the recent addition of the 2 sets of parallettes. So that's the high bars and the low bars. And I suppose really the more interesting thing might be what I've got rid of. I originally started out with the vinyl dumbbells that you can obviously change the weights over and add to them or take away from them as you see fit. And those were fantastic, but compared to these hex dumbbells, which although they're obviously a fixed weight, they're just so much smaller and more convenient to use. And this is part of what I mean with how minimal the gym has become. So much of it now can be easily transported around. So when I'm going to and from the boat, for example, I can take various equipment with me without any trouble. Whereas when I had the barbell and also a rack for doing squats and for doing bench presses with the barbell, obviously that was the sort of thing that was a huge item. It weighed an absolute ton and it was totally unsuitable to ever really move around from place to place.
Is this both the ultimate bachelor pad, Warhammer, and weightlifting?
So getting rid of stuff like that might seem like a strange sort of step back to some people out there, but the reason I did it was because I realised, again, going back to this central theme, I didn't want to just keep going heavier and heavier and potentially get myself into situations where I'm being injured and so on because of not following proper form and getting carried away thinking, go on then, I'll just put a little bit more weight on the rack, I'll put a little bit more weight on it. When I consider that one of the first things I bought way back when I started was also a sit-up bench, I injured myself. I pulled a stomach muscle somewhere in my mid-region in the early days of using that, and that put me out of action from being able to do sit-ups for a good week or so. So I decided instantly, you know what, it's not worth getting injured, losing that time that you could have been working out over the following week or so of recovery, and also it's simply not worth getting injured for something that I'm doing partly for fun and partly for health reasons. If I'm every 4 weeks or so, picking up a minor injury, it's having a negative impact on my overall life. And that's not at all what I am interested in. So the reality is this. I've seen these results within 6 months while following a sensible diet supplemented with protein and creatine, but every few weeks I like to give myself a week off taking supplements, just because as somebody with no knowledge about this sort of stuff, I don't want to be overdoing it, and even if it's just in my mind, I like the idea of giving my body a rest from these elevated levels of supplements. I've done this while following a challenging but sensible workout schedule that's seen me do simple exercises and simple workout routines, primarily learnt off YouTube, for maybe 3 to 5 times a week and around 45 minutes average, but that can vary depending what's going on in life and whether I've pulled a muscle and so on. And I've also done this while ditching some of the fancier and heavier and more expensive items of workout stuff that I'd had previously bought. And as I say, I think the most important thing to take away, at least for me and the way I view this, is that I am happy with the results. I'm not sat here thinking, oh, I wish I'd done this, oh, I wish my arms were bigger, I wish my six-pack was more prominent. I'm more than happy, and I actually am, to be fair, can't believe how quickly these results have come around. So not only am I very happy, but I'd say there's almost an element of relief that I've got into the best shape of my life within 6 months of doing these very simple exercises. And it's something that I can sit here and say, oh, I wish I'd done it years ago, but ultimately, the fact that I saw how quickly and easily I could get out of shape during that long pandemic era, where I was still a very active chap, to be fair, it's given me that extra sort of motivation, and it's also given me a warning that if I start to slip and not do the walking or cycling and things that I have done in previous years, that it can very quickly all get away from me and become a big job to get back on track, especially as I'm now in my mid-30s, getting aches and pains in my knees and so on. So obviously going forwards, I don't want to get out of shape and potentially put more stress on my body to get back into shape as the old metabolism slows down. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please do feel free to ask questions in the comments, and I will try and answer everything as best as I can. But like I say, I'm no expert. I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm just trying to share my own thoughts and experience and how my progress has come along as I see it. So have a fantastic day, my friends. Please do subscribe and check out my other videos for loads about life on a canal boat in the beautiful countryside of England and Wales. And check the links in the description. Have a fantastic day. Keep it interesting. Keep it weight worthy. And of course, my friends, farewell.